So you're probably asking yourself, why is this dude talking about Beetlejuice Beetlejuice and not Joker Folie à Deux? And the answer is WB sucks and they're not getting any of my money. I've heard nothing good about Joker, so I'm not going to spend money to see it in the theater. I know that seems counterproductive considering I run a YouTube channel where I exclusively review movies. However, I'm standing on principle, they're not getting a dime out of me. So let's talk about another WB movie. So I'm kind of breaking my own rule here. Let's talk about Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. You can also follow me on X, Hometown0YT, and on Instagram at RealHometown0. Almost forgot my train of thought there. So there are like good ways and bad ways to do a sequel of a movie that came out decades ago. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is pretty good. What I like about the movie is it's really, really funny. It's pretty engaging. I like all of the characters. I really like how they handle the absence of Jeffrey Jones, and I'll get into that. Overall, I like the movie. It was entertaining. Was it great? No. Was it the original? Certainly not. Catherine O'Hara is great in everything. She's great here. Winona Ryder, fantastic. Michael Keaton really does delve back into the role. But overall, I like the movie, particularly the Jeffrey Jones thing. Sorry, I thought the camera turned off, the little screen turned off, but it's still recording. So Jeffrey Jones played Charles Dietz, the patriarch of the Dietz family in the original Beetlejuice. Here's the problem. He got in some legal trouble, like significant legal trouble for possessing images that he should not have possessed. Let's leave it at that. Basically, the best like running gag that this movie has is that like Charles is literally in the movie, but it's not Jeffrey Jones, and I'll leave it at that. Now, I'm gonna get into spoiler territory. Do I think you should see this movie? Sure, it has some problems with the story, which I'll get into. Now let's get into spoilers. So basically they kill Charles off screen, but they like reenact it with claymation, which is kind of perfect. It's basically the perfect way to include him while also giving him the middle finger for being kind of a piece of garbage human. So I like how that's all handled. It's actually really, really, really funny if you know the history of what happened to him and why he hasn't been in movies in a long time. At least not any mainstream movies that I'm aware of. But it's really clever and funny, and the movie kind of has a lot of running jokes like that, which I really appreciate. There's this really funny character named Bob, which is essentially like Beetlejuice with a shrunken head. He's pretty funny. He's pretty clever. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry. Now, what I didn't like about the movie. So the original Beetlejuice has a very specific story, right? You have Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters who die, and then this family is moving into their house that they love very much, and they are like trying to keep them out of the house by scaring them. They hire Beetlejuice, and things go awry. Here's the problem with this movie, and it goes back to a really good talk that Matt Stone and Trey Parker gave when they were talking about South Park and particularly how to write stories. Trey Parker talks about how if you're going to make a script, you need the story, all of the scenes to be connected by one leading into the next. If you have a story and there's a scene and then you have the words "and then" between each scene, that's a problem. You don't have a story. You just have a bunch of scenes that are disconnected. It needs to be scene, therefore this happens. And then scene, therefore this happens. Your scenes need to be connected by the word therefore because things need to tie together in order to have a story. You can't just have a bunch of scenes. It's a problem that's pretty specific to writing. And this movie seems to struggle with that mightily. there's way too many plot threads. They're not connected well together at all. And some things are like brought up and then discarded and dropped, and it's just kind of all over the map. The story here is not nearly as cohesive as it should be. Beetlejuice is not in the movie as much as he should be. He's not really even like that much of a, he's not that important to the plot of the film. He's not, Michael Keaton doesn't drive the movie like he did the original. Now, the original just did a better job of juggling all that together. So I liked Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. I'll probably watch it again at some point in the long-term future. It's not a movie I'm rushing to recommend or watch again. And I'll just leave it at that. So I liked it. I didn't love it. It's certainly not like a fantastic 20 years later sequel. It's not Top Gun Maverick, for example, but it's pretty good. It's fine. I had problems with it, but otherwise it was good. Thank you so much for checking out this review. Sorry it's kind of long-winded. I'm a little tired, and I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. same time.